Today's news: is Canada ready to expand medical assistance in dying, also known as MAID? Liberals will face that choice with the deadline closing in. The Liberal government has a decision to make this upcoming March as to whether or not the eligibility for medical assistance in dying should expand to adults whose sole reason for seeking it is a mental disorder. There is much debate between many medical and legal experts regarding the expansion of MAID, as some believe delaying the expansion will go against the rights of those who have mental illnesses. Another delay could potentially lead to the legal challenges for the government, as many are arguing that the government is violating equality and freedom rights for those with mental illnesses. Those who are opposed to the expansion of MAID argue that the government should spend more time researching such issues and instead allocate their resources into finding ways to help those battling illnesses instead. We're honored to have a senator from the Liberal Party with us. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the warm introduction. It's a pleasure to be here.
Can you give us a quick glimpse into the current discussion within the government on this topic?
To be honest, the conversation within the government is divided over the idea of a sunset clause that would broaden its eligibility to include mental disorders. However, with the March deadline approaching, it's a pivotal moment for government to decide.
What insights do advocates bring to the table? Could you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, for sure. Basically, the first point cited by the proponent is Kant's ethical philosophy, asserting that actions should only be taken based on rules that are universalizable. Therefore, if the right to assisted dying is upheld, it should universally apply to everyone, ensuring fairness and granting everyone equal rights to all medical options. The argument is further supported by Rawls' theory, advocating for the treatment of individuals as ends in themselves and respecting their autonomy and rational decision-making capabilities.
That's a compelling argument, but what about the opposition? What concerns do they raise?
The voices within the government opposing this viewpoint are, in fact, equally strong. They question the universalizability of expanding MAID, arguing it could undermine our moral duty to preserve life. If everyone acted on the maximum to end life in the face of suffering, it would lead to a contradictory or harmful social norm. The concern is especially poignant regarding individuals with severe mental illnesses and their ability to make truly autonomous and rational decisions. Critics fear that mental illnesses could cloud judgment, making decisions to end life potentially irrational. Hence, MAID shouldn't be expanded in these cases, as the decisions may not be made with complete rationality. There's also a practical concern about resource allocation. Since the value brought by this approach may not exceed the opportunity cost of it, the funds for expanding MAID could potentially be better used to enhance the well-being of those with mental illnesses through other means.
Before we conclude, are there any final thoughts you'd like to share?
The government is situated at a crossroads right now, and the path forward requires careful consideration and discussion with a broad spectrum of relevant parties. The government's challenge is to navigate this thoughtfully and urgently, as time is of the essence. Our commitment is to reach a decision that balances fairness and ethical considerations with the needs and rights of all Canadians.
Thank you for joining us today, and we were thrilled to have you and learn of all these new insights and expertise.